in all 288 seats. Of course, 6 to 7 rounds of counting is over. The Mahayuti are 223. If these leads consolidate into actual results, it would mean that Mahayuti is heading for a landslide victory in Maharashtra, never seen before in Maharashtra's history. So for the first time in perhaps several decades, a government would be coming up with a landslide victory. In Maha Vikas Aghadi, all the three alliance partners' strike rate is below 20% at the moment. The Congress, the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray and also of NCP Sharad Pawar, all of them performing really poorly. And as far as the strike rate of Mahayuti is concerned, it seems to be in upwards. BJP at 84%, Shiv Sena of Eknath Shinde at 71% and NCP at 62%.
Before we go back to our reporters in Maharashtra, let's also at top of 11 o'clock talk about the situation in Jharkhand. Absolutely fascinating. At one stage, it appeared that the NDA was up ahead. But let's bring out the numbers on Jharkhand for a moment and let's just go through it before we come across to our reporters. The India Alliance at this stage, and remember what is taking place in Jharkhand is a slower round of counting than it is in Maharashtra. The India Alliance is leading at 51. The NDA in 28. So the change is the India Alliance up 3, the NDA up 1 as well. The others that are a factor are down 4 from last time around. But again, very early days. My colleague in Ranchi, Prabhakar, joins us. He's outside the Chief Minister's residence. Give us a sense of what's happening over there and how many rounds of counting are you aware of which have taken place? Prabhakar, go ahead.
Yeah, the last update with us was of 4 rounds of counting, but the numbers are cementing now. And it's going India Bloc way. We all know that the India Alliance is going India Alliance way. But we are parked right now at the Chief Minister's house. Here, the celebration has not started. Even at the JMM office, they are holding their horses. They are probably waiting. They'll wait for some more time actually for numbers to settle down, and then you will see the laddus and the crackers being distributed here and crackers being bursted here. But as of now, it's a mega comeback. It has never happened in Jharkhand, and it seems that the way
over there, we'll try and get that back in a moment. But just in terms of the overall situation in Jharkhand, it is fascinating because the JMM has done well. The BJP, in terms of the lead situation, is where it was in 2019. The Congress is down 4. That was somewhat expected in Jharkhand. They were always riding on the back of the JMM in a sense. But it does believe that the overall situation is one which favors the India Alliance quite clearly. Do we have Prabhakar back with us at this stage? We'll try and fix that audio with him. But let's go back to Maharashtra, where it's the opposite scenario with many more rounds counted. 288 of 288 seats, the counting has begun. At least I would suggest 8 rounds would have been done by now. The NDA ahead, many would suggest that this will start firming up sooner than later.
I think we should go to the man of the moment, which is Eknath Shinde. What is happening at his Thane residence? Anuj, give us a sense. Have the supporters of Eknath Shinde started arriving, or is he very much locked inside his house, away from all the limelight?
As of now, he is pretty much, locked up in his house, but he's expected to come out anytime soon. And as you said, that close to 8 to 10 rounds, have been counted all across the state on all the 288 seats. And one direction that all of these early trends are showing, I am saying early because time-wise this still is early, but the gap between the NDA and the India Alliance, that is the Maha Vikas Aghadi here in Maharashtra, is increasing. And I'm outside Thane residence of Eknath Shinde, and as you can see, the activity around this place has increased. The number of supporters coming here has increased, and one can expect Chief Minister to walk out of his residence any point of time. We've been interacting with a lot of Shinde Sena leaders since last few days, and they are very sure of the fact that it is not just the Mahayuti which will be coming back to power, but it is also Eknath Shinde who will be, laying his stake, claiming his stake very strongly for becoming the chief minister of the state. It is under his leadership that they believe, schemes like Maji Ladki Bahin have been popularized across the state. Mind you, it is not just Maji Ladki Bahin Yojana, but it is Mukhyamantri Maji Ladki Bahin Yojana, which means that the name of the chief minister has been going around with that scheme all across. Besides that, Eknath Shinde has gained a very good reputation all across the state amongst different categories. He comes from the Maratha community, which is why he's seen as a safer bet by even the BJP RSS cadre when it comes to the growing anticipation and the protest of the Maratha reservation protest. He comes from a farming background as well, and he's got a very good hold over the farming community in the western Maharashtra. In Mumbai and close by regions, he's got a strong hold over the Marathi Manu sentiment, and that was one of the conflicting ideas even in the Lok Sabha elections, where the doubt was whether the core voters of Shiv Sena are going with UBT or are they going with Shinde faction. While it was quite divided in the 2024 June elections, but right now the picture seems to be much clearer, where all the places where the Shiv Sena had their core voter base, be it the western Maharashtra, be it Konkan region, or several other pockets where the Marathi population vote is higher in number, most of these places seem to be going with Shinde Sena, making him, validating his presence and his position of chief ministership here in the state.
Okay, so Chief Minister, Mr. Eknath Shinde, who will be credited for this victory to a great extent. He was seen as the person who was among the people, a Maratha leader who neutralized the Maratha agitation, ensured that Jarange Patil, who was against Devendra Fadnavis, his deputy, continued to back the chief minister who was a Maratha chief minister. So Eknath Shinde, the man of the moment, we are yet to hear from him. Perhaps he is also getting some feedback from his team, because I've been in touch with his team. They are suggesting that this number is only likely to consolidate. But the larger picture here is becoming clear. This is a landslide victory for Mahayuti. And if these numbers consolidate, it would only mean that for the moment it is Eknath Shinde, but will the BJP, which is of course at 84% strike rate, up in digit numbers on its own, will its cadres be okay with a non-BJP chief minister? So we'll try and get that answer from the panelists who are joining us on the top of this hour. But Vishnu, what a fascinating battle. I'm told...
I suspect that Eknath Shinde's place is pretty quiet at this juncture, primarily because they're thinking about that CM issue. Because with leads in a situation like this, more than 8 rounds of counting, if there is going to be a flip starting at 11 a.m. in the morning, it seems very difficult whichever way you look at it. Nija Chaudhary joins us as well at this stage. Nija, we look at both Maharashtra and Jharkhand in a bit. But at this stage, with at least 8 rounds done, I think it's safe to say that, and this gap, that it appears that the NDA is headed to coming back to power, that also with a landslide.
Yeah, I think given the gap that there is, it's a given. What is of interest is not that the Mahayuti is going to come back to power. What is interesting is who is going to be the chief minister now, given the convincing numbers that the BJP has. And remember, Maharashtra being, as we've often said, financial hub, corporate world is there, MNCs are there are development plans. Would the BJP now like its own chief minister? Amit Shah had said this to Eknath Shinde at the beginning of the campaign, that we have made sacrifices for you, now we hope you will make the sacrifices. And the way Mr. Fadnavis was projected during the campaign and backed, of course, if the numbers had been different, suppose it was 80 for the BJP and 50 odd or 60 for Eknath Shinde, it would be a different story. But now I think Mr. Devendra Fadnavis's chances to become CM have improved.
But let's put that question across to BD Singh. He's the spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Shinde group. Thank you, sir, very much for being with us. I think at this stage it's pretty clear where these elections are headed, with the NDA at 220, 221. But Mr. Singh, in terms of the entire leadership issue, do you believe that it's Mr. Eknath Shinde who should be chief minister still? Or do you believe that there could be a change, in particularly if the BJP continues to do as well as they're doing? Mr. Singh, go ahead.
Yes. जिस तरह से अगर माननीय शिंदे साहब का देखा जाए, ये जो शिवसेना से अलग हुई ज्यादा दिन नहीं हुआ, 2.5 साल का सफर है। इस सफर में इन्होंने जिस तरह से परफॉर्मेंस किया, ये जो है, जो भी आपके रिजल्ट, सारे रिजल्ट आए, उसमें सबसे अच्छा रिजल्ट जो है माननीय शिंदे साहब का है। और दूसरी तरफ से ये बोला जाए कि अगर असली शिवसेना या नकली शिवसेना की पहचान की जो सील थी, जो इलेक्शन कमीशन ने दिया था, जो है वो प्रूव हो, 100% प्रूव हो गया कि असली शिवसेना माननीय शिंदे साहब है।
और लीडरशिप के बारे में हम बात करते हैं। बीजेपी के जो लीड्स है इस वक्त, वो भी काफी स्ट्रांग है। उन्होंने आपसे ज्यादा सीट्स पे कंटेस्ट किया है। तो अगर चीफ मिनिस्टर का पद के लिए एक बातचीत शुरू होता है आप दोनों के बीच में, आप लोग मानेंगे कि शायद बीजेपी का चीफ मिनिस्टर बनना चाहिए इस बार?
देखिए, ये तो क्या है कि जो महायुति की सरकार है उसमें डिस्कशन होगा। डिस्कशन के बाद ही ये डिसाइड होगा कि कौन चीफ मिनिस्टर बनेगा। उसके बाद ही सारा डिसीजन होगा, क्योंकि ये जो है महायुति सरकार जो है काफी मतलब केंद्र से भी चलती है, तो उस पे मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। लेकिन ये है कि जो जिस तरह से, मैं एक कमेंट और करूंगा कि जिस तरह से बाला साहब ठाकरे ये बोलते थे कि जो है अगर मुझे कांग्रेस के साथ जाना पड़ा तो मैं अपनी दुकान बंद कर दूंगा, लेकिन आज जो है उद्धव जी ने वही कांग्रेस के साथ जाकर के अपना शटर गिरा दिया।
जी, ऑल राइट नीरजा, shall we flip this now, take a look at Jharkhand? Or
I think we should concentrate more on Maharashtra, because Neerja, I've just been told that Maharashtra has largely seen fractured mandate, and not this scale of victory ever in the state. Perhaps it was last in 1967-72. I mean, this kind of victory for an incumbent of 2.5 years, and an incumbent which only 5 months ago faced a massive setback in the Lok Sabha. They did course correction and then they have come back, and how?
Look, I have only one simple, I keep saying this, it's one factor responsible for this, and that is women.
Ladki Behan. In both the
Ladki
states.
Behan and money.
Mahiya Samman and Ladki Behan.
Yeah, in both places, women have emerged as a major factor in the electoral process of the country, as a constituency,
Yes.
that the way we not regarded them. And remember, money in the hands of women is different from money in the hands of men.
that money has actually come in the case of
Money has come for 5 months in the
5
hands.
installments of 1,500 rupees.
And
has
Vishnu, I
reached
keep
2.3 crore women.
That's
It's done and
right.
dusted.
Absolutely. And I've said this several times. I did not meet a single woman who said I have not got money.
No.
It was random.
So implementation has been fantastic.
So
as it was in Madhya
implementation has
Pradesh
been fantastic,
earlier on.
and this the people in the Mantralaya tell you. The
Sure.
officialdom tells you how hard they've had to work.
Nija, let me ask you this. You know, I mean, it may be the women's factor which actually decides which way the election has gone, but there is a battle of identity which will be decided.
Yes.
Who's the real Shiv Sena? I have suggested that it's an existential question for both the Sena and the NCP. The women's vote we've focused on, and this being India's second largest state, the national sort of scenario over here, should the NDA win, it's huge. So let's talk about the battle of identity first. What would this potentially mean for Sharad Pawar, and what would this mean for the Shiv Sena with the Bala Sahib Thackeray?
Look, you cannot write off anybody in politics. So even Uddhav Thackeray, very weakened Uddhav Thackeray, will remain there. And bide his time for the future. If people get disgruntled this side, they may want to move over. Sharad Pawar, it's now the last battle, and he's the patriarch of, you know, not just, Maharashtra, the tallest leader of Maharashtra. He's done his bit. There was sympathy for him last time, and that sympathy played out. Sympathy doesn't play out again and again. So yes, he will be there again. Let's see what, you know. Suppose you have a disgruntled Eknath Shinde's group and a disgruntled Ajit Pawar group. If they are not satisfied in the new government.
We have been discussing that. Is there a possibility of a potential realignment post this result? with this kind of result, do you still sense realignment?
No, they cannot move wholesale and form an
Absolutely.
alternative government. And once you're in power, then it's that much more difficult to say, I'm moving to the other side. The other side has very little to offer you, whereas the ruling side has much more to offer
Anil
you.
Antony of the BJP joins us. We also have Mr. Chavan of NCP Sharad Pawar. A massive setback for you, Mr. Chavan? Disappointment?
Yes, definitely. It is disappointing and unexpected. Nevertheless, we humbly accept the mandate given by the people of Maharashtra, and we are committed to reflecting to the results with sincerity and introspection.
Sir,
this is what I can say at this
conceding
moment.
these elections? Is your party officially conceding these elections?
You see, the thing is, the results are there in front of you, and I don't know what to react at this moment because, as I said, it is really unexpected for us. So we need to wait and really introspect. This is what I can say at this moment.
All right. Let me go across to Mr. Antony. Extraordinary leads, and if these leads translate into results which will start happening anytime now, then we need to look at the next stage. That would be government formation. Now, we've been debating this for the last hour or so. You've had an excellent Chief Minister in Eknath Shinde. However, you've done extremely well in these elections yourself. The BJP has done extremely well. Would your cadre demand a Chief Minister from your party?
Thank you, Vishnu. First of all, the Bharatiya Janata Party would very categorically say that this is a great day for India, not for India Alliance, but definitely for India. For India, this is a great day. Maharashtra was one of the states where during the Lok Sabha elections, the opportunistic India Alliance had done better than what they had expected, where almost 30 seats went to the Alliance and 17 for NDA. But within 5 months, we have come back in a very comprehensive manner. There's a win for our people's desire for a double-engine government and people's faith in our Prime Minister. Now, talking about the government formation, first of all, again, let us not forget the fact that we went as a formidable alliance. We had 3 major players, and even though we have 3 major factors, and irrespective of the numbers, we went together as an alliance, and the people showed full faith in the alliance. It was a victory for the state units and also the desire of the people to have a double-engine government in Maharashtra also. So after the election results, the leaders of all the 3 parties will speak to each other. They will be, our central leadership will also be speaking to our 2 alliance partners. And finally, one thing we can assure is that we will have a government, a very stable 5-year government that will be ensuring that the welfare of the people of Maharashtra and the development of
I know you will be looking at Maharashtra because that is the big prize.
A stable government will be there.
But what about Jharkhand? It seems that the tribals who did not vote for you during the Lok Sabha polls have again not gone with you in these elections. Although it turned to be a different picture completely in Maharashtra. But in Jharkhand, you'll have to work a little more on the tribal voters, that constituency which is still not convinced with your policies and ideas.
No, there are elections happening across India today. There are by-elections happening in many states, including my home state in Kerala. And Maharashtra is definitely a comprehensive result. Jharkhand, yes, at this moment we are slightly behind, but let's say it's a difference of 8-9 seats can change a lot, and
Not
6-7
really.
rounds of counting is left. So
Not
let
really.
us not come to
I'm
conclusions there.
Giving you, I shouldn't be giving you hope at the moment because Jharkhand looks like that it's 49 for India Bloc, that is JMM. And
So they're ahead of the simple majority mark if these leads. But Anil, I'm just trying to understand over here.
Simple majority, they are ahead.
Yeah, so it does. So if we take a look at what's taking place in Maharashtra now, would you suggest there was any one deciding factor which has resulted in your being in such a decisive lead? Was it the factor of women and schemes? Because Maharashtra is fascinating, from agrarian distress to the women's vote to the demands of an increasingly young Mumbai, to caste identity, to Marathi pride, right? It's a hugely diverse state. What won it, or what is potentially winning it for you?
So it's a combination of many factors. It is a outright rejection of the divisive politics that was put forward to the people of India by the India Alliance. It is a thumbs up, a huge thumbs up for our Prime Minister and his vision for Vikasit Bharat. It is also a very good sign of a desire by the people of Maharashtra to have a double-engine government. And then, like you rightly mentioned, a lot of schemes. We have done a lot of development in Maharashtra. The opposition was trying to create narrations, non-existent narrations, including projects, Maharashtra not getting enough projects, etc. But all this was rejected by the people.
Okay.
Everything that the opposition perhaps projected got rejected in Maharashtra?
Mahima, go ahead.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
I would say it is not that. Jai Hind, am I audible?
Yes. Mahima, go ahead, we can hear you.
Yeah, so thank you for having me on your show. Yeah. So Maharashtra and Jharkhand both, in fact, were eager for a change. But what happened in Maharashtra, now the trends are becoming clearer, is certainly, going to be a victory of the rhetoric, the high decibel rhetorical campaign run by the BJP. While in Jharkhand, it is the people's issues, the fight for the people's issues that the Congress and our allies had put up is right at the center of the victory that is imminent for us. But Maharashtra, I would certainly say that, it's quite a misfortune of kinds for a democracy like ours. Because it was a government that was formed by backstabbing. It was a government of intrusion formed by the BJP, betraying people's trust, breaching people's mandate. There was a major trust deficit. In spite of that, if this is happening, it is extremely unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable, and which is what our alliance partners, spokespersons are also speaking about. You must have heard Mr. Sanjay Raut talk about it. And of course, what's happening on the ground, the kind of poaching that has already happened, the kind of factionalism that has happened. A BJP who was accusing Nawab Malik of, linking with Dawood Ibrahim, having links with Dawood Ibrahim, fielding him as their candidate, accusing Ajit Pawar, Mr. Modi accusing Ajit Pawar of 70,000 crores of corruption and then fielding their party. And this kind of mandate is not only unacceptable, Maria and Vishnu, I would say it is also indigestible. We can digest it, but whether the people of Maharashtra will digest it is a larger question. At the end of the day,
be it in Haryana
it is about
or in other
people's
states,
rights, it is about people's voice.
Yes, I think this was the larger sentiment in Maharashtra. This is reflecting on the vote in Maharashtra right now if these seats actually consolidate. People had moved away from anger of 6 months ago. They had moved away from that sympathy of 6 months ago. Maharashtra today is sending that message that they vote differently in the Lok Sabha and Assembly, yes, but it's also a pro-incumbent mandate.
Maria.
Let's accept it and go ahead. That's the beauty of Indian democracy. Yes, we have been focusing on the women voter. Legacy debate, yes, but let's not shift the spotlight from Eknath Shinde. Ma'am, here is someone who has managed to do what somebody from the Thackeray family could not. There was a rebel in Raj Thackeray when he created MNS. He has done what Raj Thackeray could not.
You're absolutely right. It shows how India has moved on.
Yes.
And India that appreciates somebody who comes from humble beginning is the Modi phenomenon. Yeah. And claws his way up and uses Sam Dam Dhand Bhed, has fire in his belly, will to power. Yeah. People somewhere respect that. And therefore, you compare it to entitlement. You got it, through the family
Vijay,
name.
if I can jump in, what I find the most amazing part of Eknath Shinde's journey is when the Shiv Sena split, there was the entire hotel drama taking place. He broke the party. Nobody thought it would work. People thought that this is just going to be utterly disastrous and all these Shiv Seniks are going to come back to the main group, as it were. He took them to Goa first. From Goa, he went to Assam, came back to Goa, put them on a bus, came back. He became chief minister and might well be chief minister once again. It is an incredible performance. Where does this leave the original Shiv Sena?
You're right. I mean, it will be very difficult now if they are in power for them to even think of splitting. Much more difficult to move back to somebody who's not got power.
It could be the other way around. I mean,
it could be the other way around. Also with the NCP, let's see. Even though there's Sharad Pawar this side and he's known to pull things out of the hat at various moments, but still, you know, would people go to a group that is in power with all the loaves and fishes that's going to offer and perks that it's going to offer to them? So, and with, of course, Ajit Pawar was leading and one expects him to win in Baramati actually.
Yes, but Neerja, again, that was the sentiment that during the Lok Sabha it would be Tai and during the assembly it will be Daga.
I came across this.
That was the sentiment, and that also Mr. Ajit Pawar believed in, that fielding his wife against Supriya was a mistake.
No, not only that, every single person who was opposed to him for him would say, Kaam to kiya hai.
Kaam to kiya hai.
So that was an
MP, 5-term MLA who has delivered on the ground. So, but overall, Ajit Pawar's performance may not be as good as Eknath Shinde's. So, will this be the same troika that will return in Maharashtra politics with Eknath Shinde and his two deputies in Devendra Fadnavis and also Ajit Pawar? That remains to be seen. But we have Mr. Singh of the Shiv Sena joining us. What's your assessment?
यस जो है जो शिंदे साहब का जो जमीनी ये था इससे पूरा इलेक्शन में दिख रहा है और जैसे इसमें मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि भले बड़े भाई की भूमिका में बीजेपी है लेकिन क्या है कि जो है जो इंडियन कल्चर के अनुसार जो है बड़े भाई हमेशा छोटे भाई का ध्यान देते हैं। जिस तरह से राम का राज्याभिषेक होते होते उन्होंने भरत जी को राजगद्दी पे बिठाया था, इसी तरह से हम लोग उम्मीद करते हैं कि छोटी भाई का भी बड़े भाई ध्यान रखेंगे।
Okay. I just want to, for our viewers joining us now at 11:26 a.m., let's just quickly go through what the scene in Maharashtra is and also in Jharkhand. Let's remember, in Maharashtra, the magic mark is 145. That's what they are seeking right now. The NDA at this stage is more than double that of the MVA at 221. I think it's safe to say that they're going to be forming the next government in the state. At least 9 to 10 rounds of voting would have taken place. The BJP, the dominant party in Maharashtra, they are up 23 compared to last time in terms of leads. They are at leading in 128. The Shiv Sena up 12. And this is the Shiv Sena affiliated with the BJP, the Shinde Sena at 53. The NCP is down 5, but still at a commendable 36 in terms of their leads. But it is the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray group, the original Shiv Sena in a sense, though that's disputed who's original and who's not, they're up 4 from last time, but they are nowhere compared to the Shinde faction. The NCP Sharad Pawar is exactly where they were at this stage in terms of leads. 13 now, there were 13 last time around. They contested in 86 seats, so there is no change. But it's Ajit Pawar and his NCP which seems to, really be holding the cards. Now, that's what the overall situation is. Let's turn our attention now to Jharkhand. And in Jharkhand, there have been fewer rounds of counting. The counting started, as we understand it, a little bit later in Jharkhand. But after the very initial trends suggesting that the NDA was coming up, it now appears to be the absolute opposite, with the India Alliance leading now in 48, both India and the NDA contesting in 81, the NDA at 31, the India Alliance, that's the JMM Alliance, leading in 48.
So what does it do to the momentum which was built by the India Bloc?
Yeah.
Immediately after the Lok Sabha is the big question.
Correct.
So will that momentum then, or the Lok Sabha results, be seen as an aberration, Mahima? Mahima?
Sorry, who do we have joining us at this stage?
Mahima, let's quickly get a word from Mahima. Mahima?
Could you repeat the question, Maria?
Will the momentum which was seen after the Lok Sabha polls in favor of India when BJP was down to 240, below the majority mark, be seen as an aberration, that result as an aberration, because you have one victory after another and decisive victories, Haryana, Maharashtra?
I would, before I delve into your question, Maria, I would actually, because I was looking at the Jharkhand trends and, the leads that we are getting there, it's quite interesting because the kind of high decibel campaign the BJP ran with Himanta Biswa Sarma at the helm of it as the ambassador was quite intriguing in an uncomfortable, in a rather adverse way. Yet what you see in Jharkhand is a victory of people's rights, people's issues, and that is what we expected in Maharashtra also. Lok Sabha was not an aberration, rather it was the reality. You see, the BJP had upset its ideological father, the RSS, and that is when you saw the real people's issues come to the fore. This time around, whether it was Haryana or the Maharashtra, BJP, which was a few months ago telling the RSS to take a back seat because the BJP can stand on its own feet now, is actually, having to rely upon the appendages of its allies that it has broken apart, it has excoriated to the extent of, extinction of the real ideology. So the BJP, that is basically the khichdi of BJP, which is being cooked today, which apparently is gaining these leads today, is setting in a major identity crisis in our society in the forthcoming years, Maria, and that's worrisome. And that, why I'm saying this is because, as I said, it is a misfortune. It is unfortunate, the kind of trend we are seeing, whether it was Haryana or Maharashtra, because people will not accept the results. Although the BJP may have succeeded, the Congress may at the end of the day go back to its drawing board. Our alliance partners may go back to our drawing boards for Maharashtra while we celebrate Jharkhand.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it is the people whose trust was backstabbed by the BJP.
Yeah. I wanted to go back just briefly to Neerja. Neerja ji, let's look at 4 or 5 key factors in these elections. A, there's a thumbs up for the Prime Minister's infrastructure push. Obviously, the women's scheme, the Ladki Behan scheme, Ladki Behan, Ladki Behan, right? That's done. Okay, that's done dramatically.
Ladli, that has become Ladki in Maharashtra.
In Maharashtra, that's done well. The Shinde has settled the issue within the Shiv Sena on the legacy debate. And whenever there is, and this is what fascinates me, whenever there is a direct contest between the Congress and the BJP, the Congress is not in the picture. What does it say about the Congress in these direct contests, I mean, from a national standpoint?
Well, I think if you look at it, the Congress tends to drag the alliance down. And now look at, Jharkhand, they're saying 5 RJD people are leading. They got 60 tickets.
Right.
Congress got 30. Now I think it's not so bad that they're leading in 13. Earlier the figure was much lower. So final figure will be interesting. But overall that is correct. So I think Congress, even though there may be a sentiment as in Jharkhand, does not seem to take advantage of it as it should. And
is not the dominant party.
It's not the dominant party.
Even if you look at Jammu and Kashmir, we don't talk about them. They were supposed to do much better in Jammu. They've not. They hardly. The question was whether they would get any
organizationally, they are so weak that I think that's where they need to, put their effort. Also, sometimes I feel Congress has forgotten how to work hard. It's become a drawing room party.
In fact, congratulatory messages, Neerja, have started now.
Who's congratulating who?
Yeah, first set of visuals coming in now of Devendra Fadnavis being congratulated by his mother. But let me bring in Radhika now. Radhika, so, should we expect some kind of a big celebration in Mumbai office? Or will the leaders be going and collecting their certificates and then postponing it and letting the Delhi office have all the spotlight, the BJP headquarters where Prime Minister is expected later tonight?
7 p.m., right?
Yes.
Well, certainly there will be celebrations at Mumbai office, which is why I showed some of those laddu boxes. At some point, that has to be kept out, that has to be taken out. So that will be expected in a bit from now. Yes, Devendra Fadnavis is certainly celebrating in his residence. So those are the visuals from his residence of his family member, his mother, calling him and congratulating him. And this is the movement, or rather the activity at BJP office here. We just saw Vinod Tavde a while ago in this particular place, which is the BJP headquarters. He will be taking a press conference in a bit. In fact, he spoke to us off camera. He did speak about, of course, he did not speak about the allegations against him, but he did speak about the factors that have been attributed to the victory of BJP and Mahayuti in general. So far as the schemes are concerned, be it the Latki Behen scheme, some of the farmer-centric schemes that have been announced, and the hard work put out by the leaders just ahead of elections, be it in terms of organizational structure, be it in terms of, coming out with numbers, the candidates, seat allocation, all of them being done in a structured manner, which is what led to the victory. And besides that, he also pointed at how Shinde Sena took the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray forward successfully, which was abandoned by Uddhav Thackeray, which did not go down well with the people of Maharashtra. So these are some of the reactions coming in. Vinod Tavde inside, more leaders expected here. Devendra Fadnavis also expected to take a press conference, perhaps a little later, once things become clear, once, multiple rounds are over. That is when that will happen. And in Worli constituency, very interesting.
Radhika, any idea on the number of rounds which have been counted so far? Because at this, we should be in a situation soon to call this election, particularly with this gap. Do we have an idea of the number of rounds?
I think in both the states now.
Radhika, any idea of the number of rounds?
What I'm hearing is at least about 8 rounds have been completed.
No, but that's been going on for a while.
Okay, so let's listen in to the first reaction that is coming in. Devendra Fadnavis in conversation with his mother.
Hello.
मी येतो संध्याकाळी येतो आता इकडून सगळं निपटवतो मी येतो हां मी कळवतो यस चला धन्यवाद आशीर्वाद देतो बस
हॅलो हॅलो
मी येतो संध्याकाळी येतो आता इकडून सगळं निपटवतो मी येतो हां मी कळवतो यस चला धन्यवाद आशीर्वाद देतो बस
हॅलो हॅलो
मी येतो संध्याकाळी येतो आता इकडून सगळं निपटवतो मी येतो
So let's listen in now. And Radhika, just what exactly is the conversation that's in Marathi? Please translate it for our viewers.
हॅलो
मी येतो संध्याकाळी येतो आता इकडून सगळं निपटवतो मी येतो हां मी कळवतो
All right, so Devendra Fadnavis gets a congratulatory message from his mother. There is another picture that is coming in now of Mr. Bawankule, who is the state president of the BJP, with Devendra Fadnavis. I'll ask the producer to put that photograph also on the television screen. So the celebrations indoors clearly right now has begun. But let's not forget that the BJP strike rate is the highest in this election. Their tally is much above the entire MVA, twice the MVA, and also the combined strength of their own alliance partners, that is the Shiv Sena and the NCP Ajit Pawar. So Mr. Bawankule and Devendra Fadnavis exchanging a hug, embracing each other with joy. That picture will be coming up as well. So BJP in this election has sent the message that they can also ensure and turn the tide completely after 6 months. So that is Mr. Bawankule, who is the state president of Maharashtra, and Devendra Fadnavis. Devendra Fadnavis, a Brahmin leader, the BJP experimented with him in 2014 for the first time, and we saw after 5 years there was the pre-poll alliance of Devendra Fadnavis and the Shiv Sena won, but then the entire turn of events happened. But Anil Antony continues to be with us. We have other guests as well, but a word on the BJP's organization, how this picture should be read.
On this, Fadnavis, sometimes maybe it's so
Okay, Nirja, we've got Shaina NC with us. I'm so sorry. Shaina, thanks very much for being with us. We've been seeing your own Leeds situation go up and down. Where do things presently stand for you, Shaina?
So honest to God, Vishnu and Maria know that mine is the toughest constituency in all of Maharashtra. It's hardcore, 140,000 Muslim, 1 lakh Hindu, and we have worked tirelessly to try and make a developmental agenda reach out to the people, because for 15 years you saw no development at all in Mumbai Devi. No cluster redevelopment, no schools, no colleges, even water, electricity issues, sewage, parking, the works. I mean, it's really the most congested constituency. So having said that, I have worked tirelessly this 1 month, and I hope that the people accept me as their future MLA. But I don't want to go into any overconfidence. As Maria says, manifest. So I will manifest till the end. But having said that, I think the work done by the Mahayuti has really impacted lives. If you look at the Chief Minister's Ladki Behna Yojana, where 2.5 crore women have got 7,500 rupees directly into their bank accounts. This is incredible, as has been with the Ladki Behna Yojana, even in Mumbai Devi, where 40,000 women have got money in their bank accounts, and of which 15,000 are Muslim ladies. So obviously, this kind of work percolates down to the poorest of poor, and that makes it part of stunning Mahayuti sweep, because
but
historic
Shaina, let me ask you this. Your own personal journey has been quite interesting. You've been for years and years with the BJP. You've been a spokesperson of the BJP. You've grown within the BJP ranks. Now, of course, I have to remind myself that you aren't in the BJP or in the Shiv Sena, and despite the color of the sari that you're wearing. So what I must ask you, therefore, is your own political journey. Do you, in a sense, regret the fact that you aren't still in the BJP, or was this a natural progression for you?
Or maybe an understanding for you to be fielded on a different ticket, because you realize that Shiv Sena was better placed than BJP in that constituency?
No. I don't think any of these speculative questions have an answer, because this is the Mahayuti leadership that decided that I should fight from Mumbai Devi, and I have adhered to it. And I thank the Honorable Chief Minister for the opportunity, irrespective of it being the toughest constituency, because I truly believe that if we can make it here, this is going to be history in India. 15 years you have had a Congress MLA who has done absolutely nothing for the constituents, and that is apparent, because if you go to the constituency, you see how backward it is. And I don't say this with pride, I say this with shame, because we as an inclusive society should make sure that every constituency gets the basic infrastructure. Sure. So I think the decision of the Mahayuti to field me is something that the leadership has decided, but it's like going from one house to another. The joint family continues to be the same, and the ideology continues to be the same. We haven't flunked the ideology.
Just be with us, Shaina, for half a second. A little bit of breaking news, which I noticed a little while back. Professor Shastri, interesting. Bengal, 6 bypolls over there. The Trinamool leading in 6 out of 6. It comes on the back of the entire RG car situation. There was an expectation that it might hit Mamata Banerjee very hard. If those leads translate into results, it would be significant, because she faces huge troubles in Bengal right
Vishnu,
now.
I think by-elections need to be seen from a totally different lens. Very often the ruling party in the state does well because of the specificities of that by-election. And this is proving true in West Bengal, it's proving true in Karnataka, where the last trend was all the 3 by-elections the Congress was leading. Right. So there is that trend, other factors being equal, that the ruling party has a slight advantage.
How would you look at this, Nirja? Trinamool leading all 6 seats in Bengal, quite unexpected?
No, not. I agree with him. The incumbent government has the advantage as far as bypolls go. And that's the case in UP also. We are seeing happen, and West Bengal. Rajasthan, of course, the government, the chief minister was, had to take away. Last time the BJP lost 11 seats in Rajasthan, so they had to make up. I don't know what the tally is there, what the situation is.
We'll try and get the tally in Uttar Pradesh as well. Maria?
Yes, we'll try and get details, because bypoll results are equally important.
Last I saw was that the BJP was leading in 6 and 1 RLD and the SP only in 2.
Yes, so I think there is a great shift from the Lok Sabha.
Yeah, there is a shift, but as I say, bypolls it'd be very surprising if bypolls
are lost by the party in power.
Yeah, they normally go towards the party in power, and of course, Mr. Yogi Adityanath was, it was a prestige battle for him after the setback in the Lok Sabha elections to show that his popularity is undimmed in Uttar Pradesh.
So perhaps Mr. Yogi Adityanath has also settled that discussion within his party.
Whether he'll be moved to Delhi or somewhere else.
A lot of speculation around him as well. So, but TMC leading in all 6 seats in Bengal, they did very well in the Lok Sabha polls. So TMC continuing with that trend. But yes, we have seen bypolls after bypolls, it is the government of the day which tends to win those bypolls. State after state, election after election. But shifting focus again to Maharashtra, I would say, because that's where the big story is. Professor Sandeep Shastri is joining us at this hour. It's settled in favor of Mahayuti. We are still not calling the election, because as journalists, we are not supposed to be calling elections. We are just reflecting what the numbers are showing. But, 220, my sources are saying that last time this mandate came was in 1967 or 72. After that, it has always been fractured mandate in Maharashtra, but never a landslide of this nature.
What you referred to earlier was also possibly a single party getting a majority because of a particular sweep. This possibly would be the first example of an alliance doing so well. The numbers may settle little less, little more around where we are, but it indicates a clear trend which is in favor of the NDA in Maharashtra, and which is in some senses a reversal of the Lok Sabha verdict that you had in that state. And as we have been discussing on this channel for quite some time, assembly verdicts are different from Lok Sabha verdicts, and here I think the performance of the state government clearly has played an important role. The caste coalition they were able to create has been successful for them. And thirdly, I think working as an effective alliance has been important for the NDA here. As we have been saying, the BJP was the main partner in the alliance, whereas in the opposition, all the three were contesting more or less equal number of seats, and nobody was really seriously driving the coalition as the BJP was driving the coalition in the case of the Mahayuti.
Zafar Islam of the BJP is joining us. Zafar Islam, of course, as someone who is from Maharashtra, from Mumbai, do these numbers come as a surprise? I'm sure you will say no, but the internal functioning of the BJP, you work very closely with Home Minister Amit Shah.
If you see my tweet in this morning, rather I gave it by to ANI, and that was aired on many channels. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I said century for BJP, half century for Shiv Sena, quarter century for Ajit Pawarji's party, and put together double century for Mahayuti. And this is something which is coming true. And it is primarily because of the Modi magic which actually works. All these other strategy they have, the MVA, has actually not worked because they are not connected with the people. Months in Maharashtra, as you know, that we exactly know that which party was connected with the people. Even though if you can see that even in has some connect with the people, that's why they are at least leading in 2 seats. But as far as Congress and Uddhav Thackeray's party, Bata, they were absolutely away from the ground, and they were more on television and fighting with each other and criticizing each other. And Sanjay Raut in particular of Ubata actually made life difficult for all the political parties of FVA, because every morning it was his strategy to target our leadership, target Mahayuti leadership of no reason and rhymes, and that is something has gone really bad with the people of Maharashtra. They decided, they made up their mind that they will definitely bless Bharatiya Janata Party and Mahayuti, and this is something which is in front of you. And I give credit to the people of the state who has given us blessing, the Karyakarta of Bharatiya Janata Party and Mahayuti. And one more thing which is very important, our leadership has very clear instruction that we have to fight on all 288 seats without exception. So we were fighting not in 149 seats which was allocated to us, but we were fighting in all 288 seats, and that is why even other Mahayuti partners, they were also fighting in 288.
Zafar Bhai, can you hear me?
We were able to transfer
Zafar Bhai, Vishnu here, can you hear me?
And the result is for everyone to see. Yes.
Great. Zafar Bhai, how many rounds of polling is actually done? Do you have that data with you? It's almost 12 o'clock.
No, see, in some constituency,
yes,
9 rounds. See, some, like for instance, Worli, half an hour ago I checked that only 4 rounds was done at the where Mahayuti candidate Milin Dera was trailing by merely 400 votes. So in some constituencies, the 9th round, 4th round, 5th round, but put together, I'm saying there is still many rounds left. In some constituency, even 27 rounds to be counted. So I think we need to wait for some time, but the trend is set. Trend is very much set now. It may be 2 seats here, 2 seats there, but the victory for Mayawati is done and dusted. It's all settled.
Yeah, so it's a massive victory. I mean, 219, and there is this analysis, which is an interesting analysis, that Sharad Pawar's party has 15 seats as of now, leading in those seats. This is Sharad Pawar's worst ever performance in his political career. He has a strike rate of just 11.6% in 2024. I mean, Sharad Pawar, the doyen of politics, someone who's known to be making multiple comebacks.
But there's another piece of breaking news, Maria.
Yes.
That big breaking news is that the exit polls got it right.
Can I give you one statistic?
Yes.
Can I give you one statistic?
Go ahead, Zafar Bhai.
Vishnu. See, so the strike rate, since Maria was talking about the strike rate, BJP has strike rate as per the current
84%.
trend, 86%.
86%.
And Congress has 86%.
Okay.
Congress has 19%. Shiv Sena, Shinde group, 71%, as against Shiv Sena, Ubata, 21%. And NCP, Ajit Pawarji is 62%, as against 12%, 11.6% of NCP Sharad Pawar group. That shows which parties was the preference of the people of Maharashtra.
Let's go full frame with those visuals that are coming in.
They have blessed,
flowers, laddus, patakas, firecrackers, all have started arriving at the Mumbai office of BJP. The celebrations have begun. Those are the pictures of the 2 men who are fronting it in Maharashtra, in the state. Devendra Fadnavis and Mr. Bawankule, who is the state president. You can see Prime Minister Modi's picture and also Mr. Nadda's
and
image.
Devendra Fadnavis.
And Devendra Fadnavis.
Very much the man of the moment as well, I mean, in all of this. Along with Shinde.
Yes, along with Eknath Shinde. You can see Devendra Fadnavis and Prime Minister Modi's image together. But across Maharashtra, when I was traveling, I did see both of their images on posters. So if it was a big picture of Prime Minister Modi, Devendra Fadnavis was also there. Although his own personal acceptability may not be high, particularly in Marathwada because of because of the Maratha agitation, but largely this kind of victory requires togetherness or strategy working at multiple levels.
I think 2 levels, I would say. The RSS is back with the bank as far as campaigning went. Door to door, distribution of checks. I think they, unlike the Lok Sabha elections, when they held back, that's one factor. And I think the RSS may also have a say in who becomes chief minister. Number 2, I wonder, was there a inherent sympathy for Devendra Fadnavis that manifested itself for this chief minister who was downgraded to deputy chief minister? And somewhere people have voted for the BJP. Was there a factor like a vindication of his honor?
I do believe that despite all of the arguments and debate that we've had, that it will be Devendra Fadnavis as the next chief minister. It seems unlikely that it wouldn't be the case.
Shom, Vishnu, in a poll that we did, when we asked people, are you voting for party candidate or leader? Nearly half the respondents said candidate.
Yeah.
It's the candidate who makes the difference, then the party, and then the leader. So I think Fadnavis has got the benefit of a party which was on the upswing, and a right set of candidates being chosen, and the two factions supporting what the BJP wanted. I mean, the two parties in the alliance supporting what the BJP wanted, that worked to their advantage. Where I think there was a lot of division within the three partners in the opposition alliance, which is seen in the type of results that we are getting.
I'm just saying that 6 months ago it was a different story altogether.
Absolutely.
I mean, the same alliance was seen as cohesive. Maha Vikas Aghadi's differences
the
sorted
narrative
out.
in our politics has changed completely,
Absolutely.
right?
I mean, the BJP is on the upswing again.
From Rahul Gandhi saying, I think the day after the Lok Sabha elections, that we have reason no longer to fear the Prime Minister. Then, campaigning hard and yet losing decisively in Haryana, doing very poorly as a party in Jammu. And now it appears that they've not done well over here as well. So, in terms of the momentum which the Congress believed they had picked up, many would suggest that that may not be the case, though yes, there is a strong possibility that they may win Jharkhand.
Also, the consolidation of the OBCs behind the BJP has been very, very strong, and possibly the consolidation of the Marathas behind the MVA has not been that strong.
Yeah, Marathas behind the Chief Minister, perhaps. Maratha Chief Minister.
There is a split in the Maratha. See, the Maratha vote last time was consolidated with the Aghadi. But now with the projection of the Maratha Chief Minister and Shinde being very visible in their campaign, I think a segment of the Maratha vote, a big segment has shifted to the
And perhaps
alliance.
the fact that he appeared to be more sincere by giving that 10% reservation which got passed by the Maharashtra Assembly.
And nobody else has taken any other position.
Nobody
they
has
said
taken
in excess to 50%, we'll give 10%. They're not agreed, any of them, to making them, in the Kundi vote.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at what the overall situation is, and let's have the strike rate numbers up as well. We are gradually getting to a scene where the trends are now going to fast become results, and it appears quite clearly that the NDA is winning Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis is likely to be the next chief minister. We would wait, of course, for a formal series of conversations between the alliance partners.
Vishnu, you spoke too soon on Devendra Fadnavis becoming the chief minister. For the moment, it appears that the BJP could very well go with the same formula of.
Are you hearing that? Are you hearing that?
That clearly has been the indication as of now.
All right, so we'll see where that goes. But for now, that's what the situation.
No, they haven't said it, but the indication.
I got an indicator that it could be Fadnavis. Maria, we'll go with her word. She covers this much closer than I do. But we're going to take a short break, and then when we're back, when Team NDTV is back, we'll be looking closely at Maharashtra and Jharkhand. In many ways, an equally fascinating election, but one that seems to be headed to the India alliance. We'll take a short break. There's more coming up.